Kirby. Ever since I played my first Kirby game, I've been in love with the character. I mean, he's a pink ball of whatever he is, and he can have practically any power. My first game with the series was Kirby Super Star Ultra. Released on September 22nd, 2008 for the Nintendo DS, Kirby Super Star Ultra had a lot to offer as a game, it being a remake of the 1996 SNES game Kirby Superstar. The original was released on the 20th September, and the remake was released on the 22nd. Almost got it, you guys. Oh, almost. It, of course, caught the attention of Kirby fans everywhere. Now, I know the question on all of your minds, what makes this game so ultra compared to the older version? Well, for starters, the redone sprites and boosted graphics make this game look a whole lot better. Now, that's not to say the original looked bad by any means, but this just makes me, look at this, God. In terms of game modes, there's a lot to choose from. More than the original, of course. You have the original platforming modes, like Spring Breeze, the Great Cave Offensive, and Milky Way Wishes. But there are some new modes, like Revenge of the King, Meta Nightmare Ultra, where you go through every mode as Meta Knight. And Helper to Hero, which is pretty much the arena, but instead of Kirby, you get to be all the ability helpers. Which, may I add, attack is really OP, because instead of shielding, you just straight up become invincible to all attacks. There's nothing like a broken character, am I right? All these extra game modes offer new ways to play the game, giving even more playtime for you to, well, play. New minigames include Snack Tracks, Kirby Card Swipe, and my personal favorite, Kirby on the Draw, which give you more to do once you've done everything in the game. Like me. The music in this game is fantastic. Whoever made the new tracks, good job. You deserve a raise. Like, 7 years later. But you should get it in the mail right now. Hope you're happy. The tracks that play are nostalgic to me, probably because I played this game so much and I've heard them countless amounts of times. They all have a very upbeat feel to them regardless. The music I admire most in this game, however, comes from Revenge of the King, Master Didi's theme and the credits theme. These songs and more, all songs I listen to over and over again. If I'm riding in the car with you and you give me the aux cord, you bet you're going to hear these songs at least 4 times. Not to mention the short instrumental song that plays on the menu theme. Yeah, you bet I loop that stuff. But I loop it hard. The difficulty in this game, as critics have stated, is not very high. Which means for players who have had a lot of experience with the game, such as myself, it can go by pretty quickly. I recently bought this game off of Amazon again, and I had lost my old copy, and I wanted to relive memories. And I cleared through all the main game modes in a day. I partially blame this on the game itself for being very addicting and hard to put down once you grab it, but it's an issue regardless. Even the final bosses of Marx and Galactonite aren't really that hard to beat. The fight with Mark's soul is kind of in your face at first glance, but once you get the patterns of the moves down, it's not all that challenging. Heck, for some of the moves, you don't really even need to move. Coming back to this game about 8 years later, I have to say that it's still a really fun game. But it's more of a kick-back and relax game, not really one that you will really invest your time into. For very casual gamers, it's a great game to check out. But for the more hardcore gamers who want a good challenge, this may not be the game for you. Nevertheless, I gotta say it's a fun game for all ages. Except for babies, because they can't really play games that well. Unless your baby can, then send them to college.